Hi, Travis. This is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and we just got off the phone, and thanks so much for your time. So this is the Win My Vote ballot, and the way it works is that voters go up and they can sign up for free with just an email address or social media account. They put their zip code in, and that zip code places them in specific voting districts. And if there's any overlap or multiple districts in the same zip code, we have some resources on the sign up page where they can quickly see a map and identify the correct district. So with that, we can give them their online ballot, and it can go from the national races to state races to congressional districts to state senate and state assembly districts, down into the county, and then even board of supervisors, all the way down to school board and BART board and community college board, etc. And then we have all of the state propositions. So the way it works, and I'll just start with this real quick. The way it works is that on a proposition, you can click on the proposition. You can get a summary of the proposition here. You can read more, and that's just the language straight from the Secretary of State's office. You can click here for a little 1 minute sort of a neutral reading of the proposition.
Prop 55 in 1 minute, taxes for education. 4 years ago, a tax on the wealthy was passed to help fund education.
And then you can see here groups and organizations and even individuals that are voting yes on it and voting no on it, right? So with that, you can say, oh, hey, Jim's group and the California Teachers and American Cancer, and obviously this is a demo ballot, and the Win My Vote, every vote counts, these guys. So sorry about the yes. They all start as undecided. So with that, I can say, okay, good. You know what? I'm going to vote no on that, right? And when I go back to my ballot, you can see here that it's nice and prominent that it's no on that. And then I just go to the next one and the next one, and I can go through all these propositions, learning a little bit about them and making quick decisions so that I can fill out my ballot, beforehand. And we have also all the San Francisco measures, which are just crazy. But here I can see, how many people are favoriting yes and how many people are favoriting no, and how many people are still undecided, on this proposition. For this, California ballot. When it comes to the candidates themselves, I can do the same thing. I can see how each candidate is doing, and they're ranked in that order. And I can click on the candidate, and I can learn a little bit about, the candidate. I can see their videos.
I've always been familiar with poverty.
And I can read their latest tweets. I can go down here and see some of the issues that they have here. So I can click on this and see that she has this nice little story about maternity leave. This, they can also do, and I'm in edit mode, so I'm kind of like a candidate now in the candidate mode. She can also, add a video instead of an image. So if she wanted to, she could place a video there, and then when I clicked on that, it would be, it would play the video. So for example, we'll go to Trump's here. And I can go down and say, okay, education, what does Trump have to say about education?
I'm a tremendous believer in education, but education has to be at a local level. We cannot have the bureaucrats in Washington telling you how to manage your child's education.
And let's say I say, hey, that's great. That's what I like to hear. And I can look at some of his other stuff. If I like him, I can just favorite him. And I can go, I hate to use him as an example, but that's fine. So I'm going to favorite him. And when I go back to my ballot, he's now in the first position. His nameplate is turned green. I can see his percentage will change just a little bit. And then I'm on to, the next race. So let's say if I, hear something about Jill Stein, so I go back and then I say, wait, Cornel West, I love that guy. Let's see who's, what this is all about.
You are endorsing Dr. Jill Stein. You were a surrogate for Bernie Sanders. You spoke all over the country for him.
Yes.
What made you decide to support the Green Party presidential candidate as opposed to Hillary Clinton?
Well, I've never been tied to one party or one.
And then let's say I'm going to favorite her, right? So I favorite her, and you can favorite more than one person. You can make a short list. And that's mainly for ranked choice voting and that type of stuff. But now I'm going to unfavorite, Donald. She's now in the first position. Her percentage has changed a little bit. and now I'm going to move on, to the other races and, go down here, and I'm going to see for school board. I've heard of this candidate, but I'd like to, learn more about her.
My name is Marjan Philhauer, and I am running for supervisor in San Francisco's Richmond district. A really great place to live and to raise a family, as my husband.
And I won't let it go on, but I'd say I hear all this and I say, you know what, that's great. I really like her, and now I'm done with the school board race. She's now, oops, sorry about that. The video capture is slowing this thing down a lot. So now she's, here, and she's going to be my vote, and I'm in good shape. So I can print my ballot. I can print just the favorites. I can, find my polling place. I don't think they've assigned them yet. But yeah, so it's not assigned yet, but this will give me a nice Google map to, to the polling place. I can also check on register to vote. It'll take me right to the site, vote by mail, vote absentee. I can also see, important information. So click on this, and it's, it looks like City Hall is already open for early voting. Looks like they have some weekend voting, and then obviously, the election on the 8th. So I can also add this to my calendar so I can get some reminders and that type of thing. And Win My Vote also will send all the voters, a reminder 1 week before the election, 3 days before, the day of. We don't bug them or anything, but that's, how that works. So would love to have the Berniecrats, one, send this out to all of their people so that everyone gets on Win My Vote, and then you guys are able to really coordinate, support for your candidate. So if you send it out to 10,000 people and 1,000 people favorite Marjan, you can count on them taking that last step and voting for her. The other 9,000, it's still that sort of that black hole between being at the rally and being excited and then actually finding your polling place and going to vote that day. So what we want to do is we want to get them as close as possible. Literally, on their cell phone, there's their ballot. They're walking down the street, click, click, okay, you're done. So, that's how I see it as a big benefit. And from a group standpoint, the way that the Berniecrats, the San Francisco Berniecrats would work is that you would have, a group like this that would then be endorsing Jill Stein. So if I signed up, I add, I go to my trusted sources, and I see all of these groups and organizations, and SF for democracy. I say I want to see what those guys say, so I click on that. That gets added to my trusted sources, and this first column is my list of trusted sources. Sorry about that. So you'd see them right here, and then I would be able to see if they made an endorsement on any of my ballots. So what I'll do, and then bear with me, you can jump off now if this is good enough. If not, I'm going to quickly show you how easy it is for just someone to make an endorsement. So we'll go to San Francisco for Democracy, and I'm in admin mode, obviously, right? So this right here is just, I'm in this group mode, or let me make sure I'm signed in as the group. So now I'm signed in as the group, right? And I want to make endorsements. All I do is, click on Jill Stein, and it says, do you want to do a written endorsement or a video endorsement, right? And I say, yeah, I want to do those, and then I'll show you how this works real quickly. So you just go to YouTube. I think they have a site. Oops, sorry. Let's see here. So I would just, I don't think they have one but for purposes of just this demo, I'll show you how we would do it. So let's say that's the video that is endorsing Jill Stein. You just click the share link, it'll highlight that, you just do a cut and paste, and you just paste it right in there, and that's it, and you're done. And now, as a voter, I go back, and when I'm on my ballot here, I click on Jill Stein, and I now see SF for Democracy, and I say, oh, I know that, yeah, I like those guys. Looks like they're endorsing Jill Stein. I can click on it, and I can see the video. And it's real simple to go through all the other candidates and endorse them, as well as all the propositions and measures. Endorsing them is super fast. It's click, 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 and would be happy to help you guys do those, because as you can see, I can do them from the admin panel. Anyway, sorry about the super long video, but would love to sit down and talk with you, and would love to get this out to as many people as possible, because I think once we get a critical mass of people with Win My Vote ballots in their hands, the candidates will stop the TV ads, the radio ads, and say, that's where I'm going to win votes, right? If there's 10,000 people there, then that's where I should spend all my time and energy, and win 10,000 votes. So anyway, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.